Good morning. Good morning. It's Monday. Let me get my light going here. Here we go. It is July the 14th. We're here to look at the new releases that have been published this week. And on Mondays, we look at Cozy Mysteries. Quick announcements. I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Monday nights. Our next sprints are tomorrow night, Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. We do them every Tuesday and Thursday evening and Saturday afternoons. Good morning, Elena. How you doing? My birthday is 2 weeks from today. Oh my goodness. You're getting excited. I'm going to see Backstreet Boys at the Sphere with my mom's sister. Oh, how fun. And good memories to make. And I will be home from Vegas on the 4th, which is on a Monday, and coming to program on August 6th. What a great way to celebrate your birthday. And Kim says, good morning. Good morning, Kim. Let us jump into Cozy Mysteries. First up, Leslie Budowitz has a new one. Lavender Lies Bleeding, which is 9th in the Spice Shop Mysteries. Spring is in full bloom in Pike Place Market, where Pepper is celebrating lavender's culinary uses and planning a festival she hopes will become an annual event. When her friend Lavender Liz offers to share tips for promoting the much-loved and occasionally maligned herb, Pepper makes a trek to the charming town of Salmon Falls. But someone has badly damaged Liz's greenhouse, throwing a wrench in the feisty grower's plans for expansion. Suspicion quickly focuses on an employee who's taken to the hills, though Liz herself is not convinced. When Liz is found dead among her precious plants, stabbed by a pruning knife, in Salmon Falls, there's one in every pocket. Pepper digs in, untangling the tensions between Liz and a local restaurateur with eyes on a picturesque but neglected farm, a jealous ex-boyfriend determined to profit from Liz's success, and a local growers cooperative. She's also hot on the scent of a trail of her own, sniffing out the history of her sweet dog, Arf. As Pepper's questions threaten to unearth secrets others desperately want to keep buried, danger creeps closer to her and those she loves. Can Pepper root out the killer before someone nips her in the bud? Includes delicious recipes, probably featuring a lavender. Oh, I didn't get it. It's a coffee. No? Yes. My coffee got a little crunchy. Kim says Sarah's tonight until Stormy can get her computer fixed. Gotcha. All right. Thank you. Half Baked by Barbara Witek. Third in the Julie Butler Mysteries. In the quaint town of New Hope, the fall festival finds Julie Butler torn between her favorite lawman and his faithful deputy while tensions rise, as Misty Shepherd's showcase event at the Sunflower Inn is threatened by her old rival, Liza Blake. Amidst the pumpkin spice and festivities, a sinister plot unfolds when Liza is found dead under suspicious circumstances. All eyes turn to Misty as the prime suspect. With the town's trust wavering, Julie teams up with Sheriff Chase Hargrave to unravel the mystery and clear Misty's name. As they delve deeper, they uncover a twisted scheme that threatens the very heart of New Hope. Will they be able to save the beloved Sunflower Inn and restore peace to their town? 19th in Cottage on Gooseberry Bay series. This is Like a Movie by Kathy Daly. Summer in Gooseberry Bay means sun, sand, and the much-anticipated Movies on the Beach event. Ainsley and her close-knit crew are all in. Josie and Hudson are serving up treats from the food truck. Gemma is wrangling volunteers, and Ainsley and Coop are on security duty. But when a local man turns up dead, murdered in the exact same way as the victim in that week's film, things take a chilling turn. New Deputy Danny Dixon is quick to point the finger, convinced she has her suspect. But Ainsley's gut tells her something's off, and when the investigation into the death of someone close to her stalls, she's not about to let a possible killer slip through the cracks, although the obvious suspects all seem to have alibis. When Ainsley runs into a stranger with haunted eyes, she begins to wonder if there might actually be more going on than she originally anticipated. Haunted Gold by Connie Shelton, first in Ghost in the Library series. A legendary treasure, a vanished professor, and a haunted library. Welcome to the world of Emily Plankhurst. In the quaint town of Taos, New Mexico, Emily has inherited her family's research library and is determined to continue their legacy. But when a renowned history professor goes missing while searching for a long-lost conquistador treasure, Emily finds herself caught up in a twisty mystery. With the help of her ghostly grandmother and a worried colleague of the professor, Emily must navigate through a town full of treasure hunters and clues to find the truth. But as she delves deeper, all Emily knows is that the missing professor had checked out a couple of rare documents from her library, and one of them just might be the authentic map to the treasure. Will Emily be able to locate the professor before someone else gets hold of the map? And will she learn whether the famous conquistador of gold actually exists? Find out in this book, it says. End of row 1. Sweet Dreams and Evil Schemes, third in the Harmony Landing series by Christy T. Dixon. When award-winning mystery author Marcinda Piper arrives at the Harmony Landing Hotel to finish her latest book, she's less than thrilled to find Harmony in charge and makes her disdain clear. So when a maid finds Marcinda dead in her room and the body mysteriously vanishes, Harmony becomes the prime suspect. Security footage shows Marcinda entering the room but never leaving. Then there's the unfinished manuscript left behind, featuring a character that sounds a lot like Harmony and not in a flattering way. With her reputation on the line and her fake marriage to Chase growing more complicated, Harmony must uncover the truth before someone writes her out of the story for good. The Poison Pen by Courtney McFarlane, fourth in the Millie the Miracle Cat Cozy Mysteries. Things have finally settled down in Timber Falls, or at least as much as they can, given Olivia Sutton's recent discoveries about her cat, Millie. Just when Olivia thinks she can catch her breath, an unexpected find in her bookstore upends everything. While sorting through old boxes, she uncovers a mysterious manuscript hidden away for years. At first, it seems like nothing more than an ordinary piece of fiction. But as Olivia reads, she begins to realize something chilling. This is no simple work of fiction. Now, with Millie by her side and the support of her friends, Olivia must unravel a decades-old mystery that could shake Timber Falls to its core. Because in this small town, sometimes the most unbelievable stories are the ones that are true. The Case of the Body on the Orient Express by Kelly Oliver, second in the Detection Club series. Paris, 1928. Agatha Christie and fellow writer Dorothy L. Sayers board the Orient Express, bound for Constantinople. Christie, in particular, is looking forward to a break from recent dispiriting events in both her work and private life, the finalization of her divorce from her philanderous husband Archie, and the miserly reception of her latest book. But before the duo can settle in to enjoy the luxuries of their first-class journey, their journey is derailed when a fellow guest drops dead during the dinner service. And as the last person to speak to the victim, Dorothy finds herself a prime suspect in his murder. As the train hurtles east, Sayers' resourceful assistant Eliza and her friend Theo must navigate a maze of suspects. But with each passing mile, the stakes rise and another body is discovered. Their search to find the killer before they reach their destination becomes increasingly complicated. Can Eliza and Theo stay one step ahead, crack the mystery, and clear Dorothy's name? Or will this be one journey too far for the amateur sleuths? And it takes away the suspense when you know Dorothy Sayers had a very nice life. So, Bonbons and Burglars by Lisa Seifert, fourth in the Frosted Misfortunes mysteries. Sounds like cereal. I'd like a bowl of Frosted Misfortunes, please. Pastry chef and small-town sleuth Ava Decker is thrilled to cater the most glamorous wedding of the season, but when the bride's big day turns into a catastrophe with a flooded venue, ruined desserts, and a dead body in Ava's walk-in freezer, the celebration grinds to a chilling halt, with her missing assistant as the prime suspect and a pair of mischievous kittens leading her to unexpected clues. Ava is up to her elbows in trouble. Add in her mother's relentless matchmaking schemes and a charming yet infuriating billionaire, and Ava's got more on her plate than just cupcakes. Can Ava sift through secrets and solve the case before the real killer serves up another deadly surprise? End of that row. Moving right along. Pause for a Pint by Suzanne Bolden. 6 in the Katie Murphy Cozy Mysteries. Sorry, need a sip. Patty's Irish Pub in Seaside Cove is going to the dogs and cats. The Humane Society's big pet adoption event promises a day of tail wags, purrs, and a little bit of Irish cheer. Katie Murphy is thrilled to help by offering a free pint to anyone who adopts a pet or donates to the shelter. But the celebration takes a dark turn when Eleanor Pembroke, the town's most devoted animal lover, fails to arrive for her much-anticipated donation announcement. Concerned, Katie and her friends pay Eleanor a visit, only to find her lifeless body in her home, fiercely guarded by her loyal Maltese general. Perched nearby is her African gray parrot, Clancy, who has an unusual talent for repeating overheard conversations. Was Eleanor's death due to natural causes, or is something far more sinister at play? But who would harm a woman so dedicated to animals? Suspicion lands on several people, including the veterinarian Eleanor accused of mistreating General, her twin nieces who couldn't agree on how to handle her fortune, and a grumpy neighbor who always seemed to be watching. Dead Witch in the Library, Sonoma Witches book number 7 by Gretchen Galway. 410 pages, good for you. A real book. As witches gather in San Francisco for an exclusive professional conference, a killer hunts in the shadows. When a 97-year-old witch librarian dies under suspicious circumstances, Alma is called out of her redwood forest to investigate. Unfortunately, dozens of the most powerful witches in the world are also in the city for a conference, and when they aren't killing each other, they're insulting or threatening Alma. Forced to defend her pride as well as her life, Alma follows a trail of clues that suggest anyone could be a killer. As hexes fly and opponents, both fae and human, swarm around her, Alma unravels her most elaborate magical mystery yet. Research is a Killer by Patty Joy, 3rd in the Homeschool Cozy Mysteries. Rainbow always thought running the family sub shop was her husband Martin's superpower. Hers was feeding hearts, not stomachs. But when the men and boys head out on a week-long fishing trip, she's suddenly the cook, the manager, the chauffeur, and the peacekeeper, all while trying to keep her family and the sandwiches from falling apart. Things go sideways fast. Her sharp-tongued mother-in-law decides this is the perfect week for a visit. Her daughter crosses paths with a mystery man, and someone is stirring up real trouble in town. Dangerous trouble that's leaving behind more than just broken glass and bad memories. Now Rainbow must piece together a buried past before the killer tears apart her family's future. Best in Show and Homicide, 2nd in the Fleming Family Cozy Mysteries by Patty Larson. Fee's ought to prove to herself and everyone else that she can do and have it all, and nothing is going to stop her, not even murder. The trouble is, she's not so sure she can, and she's about to be tested like never before. When the cat show Alicia hired her to provide security for at the White Valley Lodge turns deadly, Fee struggles with her recent promise to her mother to manage the Iris while juggling her adorable twin daughters, her marriage, and running Fleming investigations to boot. At least she makes a new friend, holistic therapist Persephone Pringle, helping out when the body drops and Fee's under the cat's paw. It's weird. As a fellow sleuth and nosy busybody with a penchant for stumbling over death, Seth and her trusty feline friend Belladonna join the fray, uncovering clues when Fee's forced to deal with her real life while everything seems to pile on her at once. She's got this, right? Well, it's clear something's going to give when Fee digs into the case, her life a dumpster fire, spiraling problems going down the drain, that she's positive will be the end of her, as long as the killer doesn't get to her first. End of that row. Stabbed in the Rack. I had a different picture for that one. Bonnie and Clyde Mysteries, book number 7 by Julie Ann Lindsay. There's a big old wedding going on in Bliss, Georgia. The community's brimming with out-of-towners, and Bonnie is nose deep in the preparations, right beside her mama and her grandmama. Until a body turns up on her parents' flower farm, and the murder weapon only has one set of prints, her dad's. Now, amateur sleuth Bonnie and her kitty companion Clyde are back on the case in this funny murder mystery series. Can Bonnie find the true culprit before her dad is arrested for murder, or will she be next on the killer's hit list? Murder at Castle Vine by Louise Marley. Related to an English village mystery. This is a standalone gothic cozy mystery. Okay. More than a decade ago, the body of 18-year-old Sarah Grove was found floating among the water lilies in the pond at Castle Vine. The case was never solved. Now her sister Natalie is determined to finally uncover the truth. But when Natalie appears publicly to discuss Sarah's murder, she never expects it to unleash a deadly chain of events. Within hours, bodies start turning up in the nearby village of Callahurst. It seems someone will do anything to keep the past buried. As Natalie delves deeper into her family's history with the help of mysterious castle gardener Bryn Llewellyn, she finds that nothing is truly what it seems. Behind the charming castle walls and chocolate box cottages, the respectable villagers of Callahurst are hiding some very deadly secrets indeed. But when another woman is found dead in the very same lily pond where Sarah died, Natalie realizes the killer has returned to finish what they started. But in a village where everyone has something to hide, who can she trust? And will she become the next victim of Castle Vine's deadly legacy? You know it's gothic when they say Castle Vine instead of Vine Castle. It's Castle Vine. Whoa. Two Claws for Comfort by Tammy Painter, 5th in the Circus of Unusual Creatures. Okay. It's the annual Unusual Circus Conference, and Duncan and the rest of Zinn's troupe are in attendance, on the outskirts, of course, because Zinn says it's cheaper that way. Duncan, dragon detective and omelet aficionado, is thrilled to be there, not only because it's his first time attending the overly commercial event, but also because he's getting a chance to spend time with the lovely Viola. Only trouble is, Viola appears to prefer spending her time with a rather handsome dragon Duncan's never seen before, a situation that becomes even more worrisome when Viola turns up missing. But before Duncan, along with his fellow amateur sleuths Boris and Cordelia, can sift through the clues and rescue Viola from dragon-napping clutches of Mr. Handsome, they find themselves contending with these lists of things. Can Duncan, Cordelia, and Boris sort out everyone else's problems, bring Viola back, and survive several days of overt commercialism, or will they get too distracted by omelets on sticks, buckets of donuts, and a new line of sparkly fedoras? This is a giggle-inducing cozy fantasy featuring a dragon detective. It's somebody's cup of tea. An Archive of Lies by Brooke Peterson, 4th in the Jericho Falls Cozy Mysteries. When a 100-year-old time capsule is discovered at Lakeview Community College, I expect a harmless peek into the past, but not everyone shares my excitement. The deeper I dig, the more resistance I face, from professors, college officials, and a few longtime locals, even Grandma Lily. Then someone turns up dead. Can I solve the mystery before the killer decides I've learned too much? End of that row. Mrs. Plansky Goes Rogue, second in series by Spencer Quinn. Mrs. Plansky is fresh off of winning a thrilling senior tennis championship with her doubles partner Kev DiNardo and is gearing up to celebrate with him on his yacht. That is, until the yacht is destroyed in a fire. Kev claims the fire was caused by a lightning strike, pure bad luck, but there's one small problem. Mrs. Plansky didn't see any lightning. Already certain there's more going on than she's being told, Mrs. Plansky's curiosity turns to concern when Kev goes missing. Her suspicion gets the better of her and leads her to break into his house, only to find it ransacked. But Kev isn't the only person Mrs. Plansky has to worry about. A conversation with her dad reveals that not long ago he'd introduced Kev to Jack, Mrs. Plansky's wayward tennis pro son. And now her dad, distracted by arrangements for his upcoming wedding, either can't remember or has no interest in divulging any details. Worse, now Jack has gone missing too. And that is all we have time for. So everybody remember, we are on Mrs. Plansky, or we finished with Mrs. Plansky. We have, 8? We've got 12 left, which we will probably do on Friday. Hi, Ghost. Good evening. Good evening to ya. It's good morning for here, so it sounds like you are over yonder. Welcome in. We are just finishing up this morning, but we do these morning shows Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, looking at the new releases that are published this week and a different genre every day. Tomorrow, we'll be looking at the darker side. We'll be looking at crime fiction and thrillers. Again, I don't have any sprints tonight. Apparently, they're on Sarah's tonight if you want to do some sprinting. Our next sprints are tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. They go for 2.5 hours. We do them every Tuesday and Thursday evening and Saturday afternoons. Kim says, have a great day. You too. Everybody stay cool. It's going to be almost 100 here. Stay hydrated, read good books, and as the banner says, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom, nom, nom. Have a good day. God bless.